Hi, I'm Yenny.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
Hi, I'm Amara.
Hi, I'm Risma.
We are from
Canada Group!
Yay! This video is for the final project of the guided listening class in the English department at Udayana University with Mr. Rajeg as the lecturer.
Canada, the second largest country in the world, with its capital, Ottawa.
And she said, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids.
Canada has lots of interesting historical places for us to study, one of which is Parliament Hill of Canada. Do you know what is Parliament Hill? Let's go on virtual tour with us to find out more. In 1857, Queen Victoria selected Ottawa as the permanent seat of Canada's capital. Parliament Hill of Canada began construction in December 1859 by organizing a competition to find suitable architects for 3 federal buildings. On September 1st, 1860, Edward VII, then Prince of Wales, arrived in Ottawa for the ceremony to lay the cornerstone for the new legislature. On July 1st, 1867, the Dominion of Canada is born. Then Parliament's first session opens on November 6 in 1867. In 1905, Saskatchewan and Alberta enter Confederation. From 1906 to 1914, additions are made to all 3 buildings on Parliament Hill.
Did you know that Parliament Hills has experienced several fire accidents and one of the largest fires to ever ravage Parliament Hills in 1916?
Around 9 p.m. on 3rd February in 1916, a fire starts in the center block of the Parliament buildings. As the fire intensifies, parts of the building start to collapse. Shortly after midnight, the center block's Victoria Tower bell crashes to the ground. In all, however, the fire claimed 7 lives. The newly completed Victoria Memorial Museum is chosen as the temporary Parliament building.
Canada is a federation of 10 provinces and 3 territories that share a common federal government. Canada is also a constitutional monarchy, and there are 3 parts of parliament which all work together to create a new law, and they are: in Parliament, senators and members of Parliament work together to represent Canadians from across the country. There are 3 parts of Parliament which all work together to create a new laws, and they are: number 1 is the monarch. The monarch is head of state who represented in Canada by the Governor General. The second one is the Senate. The Senate is Parliament's upper chamber. Senators are appointed by the Governor General on the advice of the Prime Minister to represent Canada's regions, provinces, and territories. The Senate's 105 seats are distributed by region to ensure equal representation across the country. The third one is the House of Commons. The House of Commons is Parliament's elected lower chamber. The House of Commons has 338 members, each of whom represents a single electoral district.
About party in Canada, there is one party that dominates politics in Canada, and what is that?
The Liberal Party of Canada is a party that dominates Parliament Hill of Canada. The party exposes the principle of liberalism and generally sits at the center to the center left of the Canadian political spectrum, with their rival, the Conservative Party, positioned to the right, and the New Democratic Party, who at the times elected itself with the Liberals during minority government, positioned to the left. The Liberal Party is the longest serving and oldest active federal political party in the country and has dominated federal politics of Canada for much of its history, holding power for almost 70 years of the 20th century. As a result, it has sometimes been referred to as Canada's natural governing party.
Part of Parliament Hill. The complex is made up of three buildings, which is the center block, the east block, and the west block. Do you want to know what inside of each block? Let's find out. Part of Parliament Hill. Number 1, the West Block. Constructed between 1859 and 1865, West Block is one of the Parliament Hill's original buildings. West Block now houses the House of Commons chamber, 4 committee rooms, the Prime Minister's offices, and other support spaces. Number 2, the Center Block. The Center Block building that you see today was constructed between 1916 and 1927. The original Center Block, built between 1859 and 1876, was destroyed by fire on February 3, 1916. The Center Block, containing the Library of Parliament, the House of Commons, and Senate chambers. Number 3, the Senate of Canada building. The building was constructed between 1909 and 1912 as Ottawa's Central train station. The Senate of Canada building houses the Senate chamber, 3 committee rooms, and other support spaces. Number 4, the East Block. East Block is one of the original buildings on Parliament Hill and held the office of Canada's first Prime Minister, Sir John A. Macdonald, and other important executive offices.
About the architecture, Canada was a part of Britain when proposing its parliament buildings. So, it adopted Gothic revival, a distinctly British style.
The Parliament buildings design developed from 2 streams of evolving touch on Gothic architecture. One was the influence of the English architect Augustus Welby Northrop Pugin, who saw the Gothic possessing enhanced aesthetic because of its functionalism. Pugin's ideas were widely accepted at a time when picture sensibilities were strong. A second influence was John Ruskin. In Ruskin's view, Gothic architecture's highly ornate decorativeness allowed freedom of expression to anonymous craftsmen who were increasingly inhibited by the industrial age and its modern materials. The Parliament buildings reflect both branches of Victorian Gothic revivalism, but interpreted to Canadian tastes by its eclectic choice of Gothic ornament and local materials.
Aside from its politics, Parliament Hill also has an amazing annual event that's very popular.
The popular Northern Lights is a 30-minute multimedia show set on the backdrop of the Canadian Parliament buildings. Through sound and light, learn interesting facts about Canada's history and the country's most important milestones. The free show is in English and French and runs nightly in Ottawa from early July until early September. Depending on the month, the show starts differently depending on when it gets dark.
A tour of the Parliament buildings does require ticket, which is free for the asking on a first-come, first-served basis.
A tour of the Parliament buildings does require a ticket, which is free for the asking on a first-come, first-served basis. Tickets are distributed from the Tourist Information Center at 90 Wellington West, directly across the street from Parliament Hill. But if you want to get a tour by yourself, you can get a ticket starting from $6 up to $842, depending on how you want to enjoy your tour. You can get a self-guided audio tour for $6, Ottawa boat cruise for $32, a private 8 hours from Montreal Hotel with pickup and drop for $42. Or you even can enjoy skating on the Rideau Canal for free during the winter.
Yay! We have reached the end of the virtual tour. Canada is such an interesting place, right?
Yeah, that's true. Let's go on virtual tour with us in another chance.
Bye!